I know me and Eze, we good together.
There we land. Oh my
And
God.
here we go.
It can.
It can. And it's happened. Arsenal have signed Eberechi Eze.
Yes.
Yeah! Yeah! Yes! Top 5 reasons why Eberechi Eze will be a good fit for Arsenal Football Club.
It's happened. Yeah.
It's happened again. It's happened again.
Right. Fuck's sake.
Can I just play something for 1 second?
Yeah. Right. We're just going to spam the podcast with that. If you want up-to-date references...
I'm trying to keep it together because I'm bursting with excitement, but I was...
Up-to-date reference.
And now it's finally came.
If anyone remembers that Hoyland bloke, I hope he's well.
Yeah.
Anyway, fuck
Mate,
me.
and then play your little bit.
Oh.
You ready? There's going to be loads of montages, isn't there, with this?
We're gonna
Only
just
play
do
like
loads of
3
edits.
seconds.
Oh.
Ooh.
Keep this in.
Let it all work out. Right, turn it off. Copyright. That you know, there's some Donny in North London now sat in his car. He's put his chair all the way back in his blacked out BM, and he's always his polo, and he's turned up it full blast. And he's got that song. Let it all work out, and he's just crying because we've signed Eze.
That was you in Stag's
That's
car
how.
park.
Yeah, literally. I went to basically what happened was the chain of events here is crazy. So. Yes, if you haven't guessed, Arsenal have signed. Arsenal. Would it be funny? We were saying. Imagine if we haven't signed it.
No. We've not even signed it.
Oh my God! If we don't sign it, it's so
we
funny.
might.
But like the chances are, because Spurs were heavily linked, and when
it wasn't just heavily linked.
it's an
I thought it was.
Yeah, it was
happen.
basically done, but it's an Ornstein bomber. Let's
Big
be honest.
bomb. Big.
Because if Ornstein has said it,
Big.
it's probably going to be a big bomber.
Big bomber.
But no, I mean, yeah. So the chain of events was, I was in the car, and I haven't got Twitter anymore, by the way. So I know I'm unplugged. Hashtag, I don't know, fucking.
He's off the grid.
I'm off the grid, basically.
He's on TikTok, though.
I'm off football Twitter, which is good because it's a cesspit of like virgins, including myself. Don't tell anyone. So I was in the car on the way to the gym.
He's not joking.
And literally, Havertz, it came up, Havertz is injured. And I was like, for God's sake. And I saw links, the Daily Mail, reputable source, we're getting linked with Nicholas Jackson. And I was turning around to Josh and I was like, if we sign Nicholas Jackson and Havertz is injured, I'm not going to watch the rest of the season. Anyway, so I go to five-a-side. Josh is playing five-a-side at Stags.
Yep.
And I'm looking around thinking, is anyone here good enough to replace Havertz? There was actually quite a lot of suitable candidates because Havertz is kind of trash at times. And then on the way back on the car,
say that about Havertz.
nah, he's good to be fair. I rate him more.
You
than
love
you.
Havertz.
I love Havertz.
I
was actually first of all quite upset about the Havertz news because he came back bigger and better than ever, like
Big.
like Gabriel Jesus at Easter.
Yeah, he was on the Rodrigo diet. Not Rodrigo. What was his name? Fucking Goretzka diet at Bayern Munich. Do you remember that? Maybe he just took steads.
No, he's not that jacked. He's not as jacked as me. Look at the size of
he's
these,
massive. Yeah,
mate. I put this on and Josh was like, "Are you wearing the? Is that a match worn shirt?"
Can you get a coaster as well?
Oh shit!
He's got exciting. He's not got a coaster.
Anyway, basically, did you just stroke the dog?
Yeah.
Respect the dog.
Good luck.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just buzzing about it.
Is this the podcast? Surely they've turned it off. Anyway, it was literally a montage of like shit. Anyway, we have signed Eze, or we've hijacked the Tottenham deal. So there's two things. Number one, we might sign Eze, which is massive. Number two, it's also funny that he's dodged Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, which kind of is like a cherry on the top. But obviously, I was dropping a 10 out of 10 on the Astro, and then you found...
Fucking hell, 3 out of 10.
On the way back, Orm bomb in the car. So we just thought we'd do an emergency pod to discuss the potential move. Where he'd fit in.
Yeah. Right, let's get we're getting serious now because you've got your serious podcast voice on.
This is a fucking serious
You've got your serious podcast voice on. Okay, so let's assess the situation. He's not signed yet, but theoretically he has signed because let's be honest, he's basically signed. The reported fee is 60 million, which is crazy to think. We are a very poorly, we're not a poorly run football club, but we make strange decisions. 50 million on Madueke before Havertz got injured. We're not going to sign anyone. We're happy with Nwaneri coming through. We're happy with what we've got. As soon as Havertz gets injured, we're just going to put 60 million on Eze. So you've got the money. You've got the money. You were going to choose not to do it.
Yeah.
And look, I don't want Havertz to get injured, but the fact that he's got a knee injury, and it must be a long one. Like, I'm thinking for them to go out and spend, because I know my club, for them to go out and spend 60 million on Eze, for me, shows that this is going to be a serious injury, like a season-long injury. That's a gut feeling I get, because it's not like our club to do this. And I know at the start of the window we were linked.
Unless we were just going to buy Eze. And that's kind of what I was thinking anyway. I mean, we were already linked. I kind of felt that the window...
The timing's strange. Well, the timing.
But the window felt to me, I don't know what you thought about the window, but I felt that if we left it with that, I just didn't think we had enough. I just felt like, and I feel like that was the feeling in the fan base as well, and even the feeling amongst people like Carragher, a lot of pundits were saying that they worry, well, probably not, Carragher's not fucking worried, but the point is, we didn't have enough in the attack. And I don't think we did. And Manchester United as well, that performance kind of illustrated some of the weaknesses we have in terms of creativity, or even just some technical ability, a bit of class. I don't know, a bit of silk. And I kind of thought we were already linked.
Yeah, long story
short.
So
maybe it's just pulled the trigger. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Havertz has got injured, and I think Arteta's just gone, I've had enough. I give up. I've had enough.
Because maybe they thought that they had enough. But I still think that even with Havertz, I still felt like we were a bit short. Especially when you compare us to like Liverpool.
We were definitely short. But the thing is, the club think differently to us, and like they probably thought, we're not short. We've got Nwaneri and we're fine. But yeah, we were short.
Yeah. So bringing him in, there's been a lot of conversation about where you're going to play him. I literally don't care. I think he's that good and I've watched him play for Palace as well, and he kind of like drifts about. Obviously, he's usually central and then drifts onto the left a little bit. But I would say that just play him anywhere. I think anywhere in that front line, genuinely, he's good enough to play in any of those positions.
Probably, but
technically, he's good enough.
I think I look at Madueke on the left, and obviously, look, you can say what you want about Madueke, but he was decent at Chelsea, and he's very direct, and so is Saka. Direct. I don't think Eze's not a winger. He's just not.
No, but there's different. I think I was listening to Clive AFC. You might know Clive. He's class. He's probably one of the best like Arsenal fans who talks about it. Arsenal.
I do know Clive.
Good. I'm just saying. I don't know if you knew. You've been off Twitter. Anyway, the point is, he was saying that you need to see the game a little bit differently, and I think Lawrence Alcott has also been saying this in terms of like you might have the 5 sub thing definitely changes everything. Like you could basically have like a starter and a finisher like side. And I do think that more clubs are having that way, especially with how like Chelsea stockpiling talent, Liverpool. I mean, if they sign Isak as well, how does their start lineup even work?
That's a whole different conversation.
Exactly. So I think football's heading that way anyway, and I think we kind of have to ride with that. I also think that with Eze, we're going to have like different horses for different courses. I think Madueke would be maybe good in a bigger game in a sense because he can like spread teams out a bit, or he can like put runs in if we've got a bit more space, getting him behind. Whereas like Eze in the tight spaces when we're usually performing against low blocks, I think he'll be better.
For me, Eze is the perfect signing when it comes to getting results. We got 14 draws last year, and a lot against bottom half sides. Yeah. He's going to turn those draws into wins because he was so good against low blocks. So good. I mean, you saw the other day that free kick that was disallowed. Absolute bullshit, by the way.
Yeah.
Amazing free kick. Like, he's going to be so good. So I think every Arsenal fan is absolutely buzzing about this signing. And not only that, he was an Arsenal fan. It just looks right.
He was at the club, you know.
And not only that, he's an Arsenal signing. Like, I'm sorry, I'm sick. Like, as much as I was excited about Gyökeres and stuff, the last Arsenal signing for me was like Ødegaard, where I thought, oh, that's an Arsenal signing because he's technically absolutely brilliant. Like, how many of those players have we got in the side at the minute? Zubimendi.
We've got a few. I think we do have a few,
but do you know what I mean? Like the trend from Arteta.
He's just exciting.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But the trend from Arteta recently has been big, like Calafiori, Timber, Declan Rice, Havertz. Strong units.
Pace or power.
Pace and power. But this is a pure ball. This is pure ball from Eze.
To be fair, Arteta hasn't signed that many attacking players, and when he has, his track record isn't great. But what I would say is. Another thing, if we basically need to beat these smaller teams. We need to beat the mid-table, the low blocks. That's who we struggled against mostly. We've been beating the big teams. So I think Ian Wright was talking about this with Gyökeres as well. People saying he's a flat track bully and he won't be good in the big games. We don't need to be. We win big games already. We already win big games.
Set piece,
that's not the
and part
problem.
of the bus.
We can win big games. What we need to do is beat the smaller teams.
We need to bully small teams.
Yeah, exactly. And if they're parking the bus, Eze's the perfect player to pick that lock.
Because they can't park the bus.
And then you've got Gyökeres in the middle who can just get on the end of things.
Remember, we used to be a team where teams would almost be scared to park the bus against us because we know we can cut through them. Remember Giroud with that goal with Cazorla and Wilshere? Oh my God, the football we used to play. And teams were like, they'd be like, oh, they're going to cut through us. A bit like Man City, when they would sit back, they'd just cut through teams. And I know that's a tactic now to sit back, but I think teams are going to be now less reluctant to sit back because they're going to think they've got Eze.
Yeah.
He can cut through us. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited. And I just hope it goes through because if not, this would be funny to look back on.
It'd be a great podcast.
If Spurs got him now.
Yeah.
So now we've covered really like the Eze signing. We don't really care where he plays, and I think it's squad depth and all blah blah blah. Let's move on to a wider discussion about what now you think is Arsenal's best attack, and let's include the midfield here because we know that Rice and Zubamania are going to play. So take them out of the situation. What four are you choosing then now for the 10 and the two wingers and the striker? How the hell do we... What is... If, say, as he signs, what is the strongest lineup on paper for us? How do we play? And this brings me to another question, just before you answer this. It's quite funny because we put out a thing for questions and we were going to hold this for the next episode, but we had an emergency podcast. And Matt, our dear friend Matt, has asked us if when Gabriel Jesus is fit... Is he Arsenal's best striker? That's his opinion. Or it's a question from him. So just keep that in mind.
So I'm trying to weigh in all this. I mean, just the Jesus one, he was amazing, and he has been amazing for Arsenal when he's been fit. And I would love nothing more than to have Jesus back. The player he was when he signed for us, he was electric.
Not even that. When he came back from injury, though, he scored 3 goals.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, he scored. I think he scored about 5 against Crystal Palace.
Yeah, he was really good.
But obviously, I do think there's an amazing player in there. He is a great player. He maybe would be. I mean, we've not had enough of Gyökeres yet.
When fit, I genuinely think he is.
Well, we haven't had enough of Gyökeres yet to know.
Yeah, of course.
So because Gyökeres could be. We don't know what he could be.
But anyway, to be honest, mate, that was a shit question because he's injured and he's never going to come back. So I know you tried to rattle us, but we're not rattled, mate. So you're going to have to try harder than that. You're going to have to try a lot harder than that, mate.
Was a bit more rattling. But in terms of the Arsenal starting lineup, once again, I don't think it really matters in terms of having a fixed starting lineup. I think going towards the Pep Guardiola roulette where you look at Man City.
The question I'm asking you is. We play Man City tomorrow.
If we played Man City tomorrow, I would probably... I'm not even joking. I might play someone like Martinelli and I might play Saka and Gyökeres and Ødegaard, our more traditional lineup. I might not even start Eze because... And particularly against Liverpool, Martinelli's always been really good. I think stretching teams, when you've got a bit more space, when it's a bit more transitional. I think those players, particularly Martinelli, could be better.
So based on that,
if it's a low block, Eze definitely starts for me.
Based on that, you're saying, but if Eze just starts against most games against low blocks, or he starts in every single game apart from a big game, which to me is ridiculous because he's going to get to these big games and think, I've played every game for you against the low team.
I
know, I understand what you mean, but do you understand where I'm coming from here? He's going to be. I understand it's a squad and it's getting more like NBA and NFL, especially with the halftime interviews. But there's certain players who, no matter what the opposition is, they will play.
Well, quite frankly, I mean, Martinelli right now is struggling, and I don't think his performances have been. He's not been at the level, and I think Madueke deserves a chance, and I think he will. He would become, if we didn't sign Eze, the starting left winger. But I also think he's not. Let's not forget, Madueke could also be a Saka. Backup, so then he's an option on the right, and he will have games. We're going to play a lot of games. We're playing more and more games every season, and if we're going to go further in competitions,
I also think going to be the case. Trossard, by the sounds of it, he's signed on and he's got more money. I know he's the type of player. I know it's all about competition, but he seems like the type of player to me where he's quite happy riding the bench. He did that quite a lot last season.
Well, he never fucking looks happy any
I know he doesn't, but what I'm saying is he's that type of player. He knows his role in the team. I think Martinelli is probably going to get. Once Eze signed, he's going to have to get to the acceptance stages. I think Martinelli's still going to play a lot of games, but honestly, I could see a world in which Saka and Eze start together with Eze on the left.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think what will happen is Arteta will just change the system.
I agree, and I also think that with what we've seen from Gyökeres in the small sample we've got, but even when he was in Portugal, he's on the left so much. He loves actually running on the left. He loves taking on the ball. He loves dribbling. So I think and then him and Eze could kind of switch.
Eze is a false nine, sort of.
And drift into those spaces. That adds a completely different dynamic to our attack.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think and he's that good technically. And we've seen him finish for Crystal Palace. His finishing's amazing as well. If he gets in those spaces, he can also finish. So I think Eze just completely transforms our attack.
I'd have to agree with you there, though. I think, as much as it seems stupid to drop Eze for the big games and play him against a low block, I do agree. Like, you can see a world in which Eze, Saka and Gyökeres would be really good against like a Leeds or a Wolves or whatever when they're sitting back and we're trying to pin them down and we've got all that freedom to express ourselves and we're controlling a lot of the ball. But against a Man United or a Liverpool or, a City, you kind of do want those really pacey direct players like a Madueke and a Martinelli. So I do get where you're coming from. But then again, you look at Eze, and this is why I worry about Ødegaard. I know we've talked about him on the last podcast.
Well, yeah.
I genuinely fear... I mean, how can you replace the club captain? But the thing is, it's like Eze is that good that Ødegaard must be thinking like, fucking hell, like, he's going to step up big time because... Oh my God, like Eze's...
Right now, though, Ødegaard, with his performance level, he would probably admit he's not been on the level he can get to. I think, ultimately, we need competition and we need to fight for places. And if Eze comes in and lights the fire under Ødegaard, that's only a good problem to have.
Well, I guess Gabriel just takes the armband. And that's just how it goes. Yeah, but I think Gabriel's is he the one who usually...
I think
one of
Rice
those, it'll be Rice, it'll be Rice or Gabriel. I think it'll be Gabriel. But
I also think that,
and then that's it.
I personally don't think, other than the media...
Is Arteta that ruthless? Because we've seen him be ruthless before.
The point I'm making is, other than the media and other than fans, I don't think it would matter that much to that squad. From what I get from that squad, and the fact that throughout the time there, we've heard about the 5 captains, we've heard about the leadership team. I think having the captain's armband is more symbolic. I genuinely think it's just for media.
Yeah.
Ødegaard's very good in the media. He's a calm, presence. He's been a great club captain, in my opinion. I think Tony Adams, what he was saying, is really harsh.
Yeah, I think he's been a really good captain.
But, I don't think it would matter that much.
I agree,
I think Ødegaard's, a good enough character to kind of be like, I understand.
Enough, yeah.
And he wants to win. And if we want to win...
True.
Arteta's going to have to make tough decisions.
Yeah, it's more on Arteta. I think Ødegaard would take it fine. I think he's a competitor. He looks driven. I know people diss Ødegaard, but remember when he first came into Arsenal, he was the level raiser.
That West Ham
he was the one who came in.
He drove the levels,
and he throws his arms up. He pushes everyone forward. He is the guy. I'm not going to lie. He is the guy. And people will take the piss up him, but he is the guy. But
he sets a standard.
And that's what I mean.
True.
I feel like he'd probably thrive on it, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's a classic English pundit ex-player thing to be like, you need a big... I mean, it's a bit of a trope even in Sunday League. You need your big centre-halves. You need your big midfielders like Rice, Gabriel to be your captain. I think that's a load of bollocks, personally. And, I mean, we're having a separate debate now. But...
I know who no offence, Rice he's a nice guy. I think he obviously looks the business, but in terms of a character, Rice is a bit, no offence to the bloke, he's a nice bloke and everything, and he's when he's on the pitch, he's a machine, but off the pitch, he seems more goofy, he messes around a bit. Ødegaard's a bit more of an authoritarian, a bit like Arteta. He's a bit more calm. Do you know what I mean? Though he's not going to piss around as much.
Yeah.
He's I can tell in training he's going to be all the time. Whereas Rice would have a piss around, and joke about Saka about his Jollof rice. Yeah. Ødegaard's not going to do that.
The reality is we know literally.
Anyway,
nothing.
Let's get off the captain shit because no one wants to listen to that.
No one cares.
About the rest of the league, looking at this signing, if it does go through, you mentioned that the rest of the league are going to be worried. Do you think the rest of the league is looking at this signing now and going, "Wow, this is it for Arsenal"? They can. I'm scared now that they might do it.
I think so. I think so. And if they're not, I think that they should be. Genuinely, I think Eze is that good. I mean, we've seen what he's done for Palace. I love those kind of players that took essentially a club on their back and will thrive in the big moments. And what he did in the FA Cup final, I love those kind of players. He wants the ball. He's not going to hide in the team. And he's just brilliant. And I think that he could be the spark that we need, that bit of life. It's been so dull watching Arsenal. And I think watching Eze and just having that player on the pitch that can do whatever could be massive.
If Man City get Rodrigo
I don't know.
No, but just listen. It's theoretical. If City say if City sign another world class player, because they're going to do some more business. So they get a Rodrigo, they get a Donnarumma, for example. They get another world class player. Liverpool get a world class player in Isak, and we get a world class player in Eze. Out of those three teams, because let's be honest, it's between those three teams. I don't count Chelsea in it. They're a good team, but who do you think is looking at their squad or starting 11 has the best team to go on and win the league now with those signings added in?
Liverpool, for me, if they don't sign a centre back, they could be in trouble. And I'm not just being biased.
So you don't think Isak's enough for them?
I think if they have Isak and a centre back, Gahey, then they should walk the league. Not walk the league because it's never that simple, but they should absolutely be like strong favourites. City, they've got so much attacking quality that I genuinely also think that doesn't really like sort some of their frailties and what I think are the frailties in their team, which is once again like their structure and their defense. Their defense has been a bit weak. So I also think that yes, it looks good, but if you look at Arsenal, what has been our weakness? The attack. And if we sign an attacker like Eze, I just think it could solve a lot of problems. I'm not saying that Eze is going to come in and fix everything, but he might.
I personally still can't get over this defense that Arteta's built, and people are going to be like screaming at me about this, but honestly, it's one of the best defenses I've ever seen. Like I'm not joking when I say that this defense that Arsenal have got is generational. Like I'm sorry, those two centre backs,
they would be the best.
Yeah, I know that's people's argument. What have they won? But what I'm saying is, if the back line, and not even the back line, but the whole defensive unit in terms of the rotation, and now with Skelly on top of that, didn't think it could get any better. We've got a youngster come through who's unreal. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it, and I think that with Eze and Gyökeres on top of what we already have, if Havertz, because I know people take the piss out of Havertz. He comes off the bench, mate. He'll score goals, guaranteed. Like he's a good player.
Yeah, and he is.
And we will miss him. We'll miss him in those games where you want to change Gyökeres and you think, oh, we haven't got him. We'd love to bring on Havertz, and trust me, you will. So I pray that this is not a season-long injury, because that would be an absolute disgrace. So if Jesus and Havertz can come back in the mix as well, it's got to be it, man. Because this defense is unreal. I mean, we lost 4 games last season, the same amount of games as Liverpool. And to be honest, some of those losses and some of those draws should not have been losses and draws because of the bullshit of last season, referee decisions, etc.
Yeah,
I'm telling you now, like that defense is unreal.
Well, not to go full talk sport, but do you think now, if we sign Eze, or when we sign Eze, that the bar is the title then?
Has to be now. If we didn't sign Eze, I would have been like, oh, it's the club and we're Arsenal and this is what we do, and yeah, we'll push, but if we finish second, we've just got to accept that the club, the board,
we couldn't do
and
it.
The board don't care about winning. Ultimately, we're happy just being a Champions League team and competing but never getting there. This is a statement.
I agree.
Gyökeres on top of Eze is a statement, and I understand that it's linked to the Havertz injury, which pisses me off. But you have to give the club the benefit of doubt and keep in mind maybe they were going to go for him anyway.
To be fair, you have to give the club some credit that they're doing it. We spent a lot of money and we've not sold anyone.
It's the club's fault, though. It's the club's fault.
We need to get better at selling. Anyway, that's.
We've got Vieira in training, stood next to the fucking. Have you seen that photo? You know when the teams do the team drills and the training games. There's a picture of the team like Saka and everyone like huddled up Gyökeres, and he stood like Ashley Cole, like 2 feet away. Just like this, like he's just like a wet rat.
Surprised.
He just doesn't belong there.
I mean, we've got like Sambi Lakonga. We've got a couple.
Crap.
Oh, yeah, one sec.
To be honest, we did some.
Luton fans would tell you if Sambi Lakonga stayed fit for Luton, they might have stayed.
Yeah, but we did some good business in terms of like we got rid of Nketiah, etc. We got rid of some deadwood. You know, Tavares is gone. But yeah,
Nketiah wasn't deadwood. That's horrible.
Yeah, but.
Anyway,
in the day, he's not surplus to requirements.
We've raised the levels.
And that's what I mean. Like, look at it. If you look at it, you know, Havertz is our backup striker to Gyökeres now. And that's crazy levels. It's just good. And it's just good competition.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it's been a bit of a mess. But this was an emergency podcast. There was no structure to it. But I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I've got work tomorrow, so we're going to have to wrap this up. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's coming out. It will come out tomorrow. You know, in the morning, it's going to come out. You know, someone's got to.
Someone's got to edit it.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight. I was going to watch Love is blind, but now I've got to.
Anyway, enough of that. Right, thanks for watching, guys.
Cheers for watching. See
drop
you in
a comment, drop a like.
Yeah, drop a comment, questions. Do you think
Subscribe.
Arsenal are going to the league now with Eze? All right?
Yeah.
And if you say they're not, I'll come for you in the comments.
We will come for you again.
We will come for you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Take care.